Covering all things LEGO, from Minneapolis to Fiverton and LEGO cities beyond. It's Bricking News. Welcome back to Bricking News. I am Jason. Well, not next to me, that is Alex.
This and that.
I'm used to saying this is Alex, and it's not. So with me, we have Alex, as always, or generally. I guess you weren't at Brick World, so I can't say as always. Well, you kind of were. You did, anyway. Oh, that was Captain Kirk. Anyway, we have Alex, and we have a guest today. We have Tim, one of the Texas Tims, am I correct?
Yes. The Timinators.
Texas Timinators.
But you're not in Texas anymore, so anyways, we can talk about that later. But if you like LEGO, and you remember a time when you were excited to go to a birthday party at McDonald's, this could be a place for you. Do you remember McDonald's and the birthday party?
Yeah,
Oh, the playground?
Yeah.
And they had those weird statues. I mean, we talked about this before.
Yeah, we did.
I think.
We talked about the playgrounds.
I don't remember how we got about that.
And, no, it wasn't so much the playgrounds, it was the characters. Like the Hamburglar, the mayor. There was some
Mayor McCheese, yeah.
See, he knows.
Stuff, man.
Oh, here.
Rubble,
okay. Did you
go.
all ever see, there was actual figures, dolls for McDonald's, and there was an actual play set, this big cardboard layout, and it had a tree with a swing. It had the little train that went around it. My brother and I, we found it in like one of these, like a pre-Big Lots back in the 80s. So, I mean, it was ancient, but it was a big old set.
Wow, there you go.
It was fun.
That's some super nostalgia.
Yeah,
for
I
you
am
right
not
there.
familiar with the McDonald's playset.
The McDonald's play. We
You
gotta
need to
find
Google.
that.
Although
We gotta find
I
that.
do have a McDonald's Transformer French fry. I remember they had Transformers in there, and there's a Lego set. I think you might have that.
Oh yeah.
The McDonald's Lego set. Do you
bunch
know?
of Lego sets.
There's like a small McDonald's.
Oh yeah, the little
I think you have that one.
drive-through.
Yeah.
I got a couple of those.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
it's
used to
very
have
small.
And then of course
Little planes.
Galador.
And trains and-
that
Yeah.
was in the Happy Meal.
Yeah. Did they? Or were they the ones that had the California raisins? They had the California raisins.
Were they in the Happy Meals? I mean, I remember
they
that
were.
could be another nostalgic news.
Yeah.
The California
The
raisins.
California raisins. There were like 3 of them.
Yeah, and they heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
Okay,
enough of that.
That was some great nostalgia. That was awesome.
Glad I could help.
Yes. You contributed. There you go. Glad we got you here with us
I'm
today.
old. I know a lot of weird, crazy,
Right.
useless.
Then you're in the right place.
Useless.
This is the right
trivia.
place for that.
It's in the demographic. The breaking news.
Yes. So we are, I think you mentioned it, or maybe it got cut, I don't know. We're at Brickslopes.
In case you didn't know.
We're going to try to film a normal-ish episode,
Yeah.
but
as normal as it can be.
we figured it was a great opportunity to have guests, because people have enjoyed having guests.
Yeah.
Because they're sick of us, probably. But Tim was so nice as to agree to be on, and
Why not? You guys have been awesome. I'm gonna do a plug for Salt Lake City, for Brickslopes. They know how to do a convention. You all know how to do.
so
a
now you've
convention.
been to a number of conventions. Like I've seen you
This
this
is
year.
the
You've been
third
to
one
a
this
bunch.
month. This is-
Yeah.
Dang.
And so
Okay.
I want to ask you about that because there's one that we've talked about that I think you're familiar with. So how does this compare to some of the others? Because I saw you at Brick World, and you've been to. I know you were in Tampa. You were at Brick
This
Rodeo.
has
And
become my favorite convention.
oh,
No
really?
kidding.
Hands down,
Wow.
I am going to do everything I can to come back next year. I have just been so
We would love
welcomed and had so much fun.
Oh, look
that
at
guy
that.
right there is
Look
just
at
been
that.
over the top.
Delivery.
that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. He's the king of swag right there, you guys.
That's right.
Just
He
know that.
is, without a doubt.
And you know what?
It's not a stunts or a video set. We'll exchange it later.
Yeah, right.
So I did think that's funny. We were, and this might have been in the last episode, but at the prize thing, he won a stunt set, and that's one of the things I joke with him.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because he got all the stunt sets and reviewed them with his son Jimmy.
Oh, yeah?
And so that's one of the things I kind of joke with him
Yeah,
because
he's
Lan
nice.
sent him to him, and I mean they're meant for kids. They're not
Yeah.
for us. We know that, but it's just kind of an inside joke we have. So then. It was, Thursday or Friday, whatever the first day they were giving out prizes. They call out Alex's name, and it's a stunt set. It was the highlight of the show for
It was
me.
great. It was fantastic.
And then
it really was.
10 minutes later, they called my name, and I got a stunt set.
I think everybody got a stunt.
I think
one time or
that. Well,
another.
my wife didn't. She got video.
Wow.
She got
She
the.
A
she
double
got a friend
duo
set.
there.
You guys left to
Oh,
the
she
wedding,
got the wish.
And I raised my hand when they said Tanya, and I was like, me.
I'm Tony A.
They didn't question me. They just gave it right to me. Like it was part of the audience was handing him out.
Yeah, we had a wedding to go to.
Yeah,
so
I was like, I didn't want you guys to miss out.
Yeah.
So Tanya got a Friends set, right? Was it Friends?
Yeah.
And I got a Shang-Chi.
Oh, you got the Shang-Chi? Was it the
Shang-Chi?
car chase?
Yeah.
Or the
I
dragon?
don't know what it was.
Okay.
I didn't look at it long
I don't know, I
enough
didn't
to
see-
realize
There's
that
only
it
the
was,
two sets. Well,
Yeah.
there's a poly bag and the two sets.
Yeah.
Of all that came
Well, he
Oh,
knows
is that
about
it?
the poly bag.
Yeah, well, that's probably
That was his
nice.
blind build. That was
Painful.
early when we started this podcast. We used to do a different episode a month with a different theme, and one of our bright ideas was we're going to do a blind build. It lasted.
I don't know if it
Well, it
lasted
did
more than
3
2
episodes because
Oh,
remember
three? Wow.
I did one, and I remembered about 2 minutes in, it was like this is not going to work. But I wasn't going to let him get off the hook, so I made a second
Made me do
episode
it.
where he had to do it.
Yeah.
And he picked like the easiest set, and it was that Shang-Chi one. I had.
Was that
Do you
an
remember what
easy
I
set
had?
to do
No,
that?
it wasn't easy.
Well, compared to what I had,
Did you have the car?
yeah, I had that
The
Speed
Lamborghini.
Champions
Lamborghini
with
Speed
no, like it was all tiles, and I couldn't
Yeah,
get.
you couldn't figure
Yeah, it was a whole mess. And then we did a competition where we built.
We've come a
And
long
anyways,
way, Tim.
not really, not
Well,
really.
yeah,
Now
but-
it's just
but
different
what
crap.
It's just different crap, yeah.
It's.
But look at us. We
it's-
have like famous people on our podcast now. This is pretty cool.
This is true
And
because
he's
that's
been really- he's
they
been
just
really
don't know
nice.
what they're signing up for.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't know what you're signing up for.
The whole weekend, he's been like coming up to us like, "Is this a good time?" And we're
Yes.
like so busy. I feel bad.
We're so
And
busy.
I'm like, "Where's Jason?" I was like, "Oh, Jason will be back in 5 minutes." Tim, is that cool? He's like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll just be over here
Yeah.
hanging out." He's been really patient with us. So I just want to say
Yes.
thank you.
No,
for
we
all
do
that.
appreciate
You're very
that.
welcome. I just wanted to be available when you were ready. So you got things you're doing. I'm just hanging out, having fun.
Awesome.
So
So I did want to ask you though. You mentioned this has been your favorite.
I think I really.
Is there something that you can identify that makes it better than, or generally speaking, than the other ones, or is it just kind of overall?
There's a lot of things. I mean, y'all have taken such good care of us,
Oh,
just in general. I mean, partly for the Lego Master thing, but I've gotten to meet a lot of people that are here this weekend,
Yep.
and that's been fun. And of course, Cody, King of Swat. I mean,
yeah.
I'm going home with a nice big Disney set and like 2 other decent little sets.
Yep.
And who knows, we got clothing ceremonies. I may
Yeah,
end
there
up
could be
with
more
more.
stuff.
Could be
Yeah.
more. I'm going to have to figure out how to get it in my suitcase.
Yeah.
So, you
That-
know,
that
there's
is a challenge when you're traveling
Yep.
to these
It's gonna
things.
be,
Going
and
home with all that swag.
they were
Yep.
full when I came, so I haven't really gotten rid of anything.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So, and just the location. I'd only been to Salt Lake City one time back when my family used to do family vacations, and the only thing I remember when we were coming in on I-15, it was dirt
Yeah.
and dirt holding the lake back on either side.
Oh, that was the flood year. Yeah, you were talking about that.
So that's the only thing. And then mom and dad wanted to go, or my mom wanted to go listen to the Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Right. Yeah.
So we all hung out at the hotel. You know, we were kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that wasn't
I get it.
cool. We
That
didn't
was an
want
hour
to
to that.
Yeah.
It's boring stuff.
So, but we were on our way to California, so I do
Okay.
remember that. But
Okay.
I didn't remember. I mean, how beautiful the mountains around it, and
Yep.
everything. It's just everything. I mean, you guys just
Yeah.
it's just fun.
When I think one of the things that, they do a lot of little things at this convention that I think kind of set them apart. I know, they've set you guys up with some place to stay and whatever, but from what I understand, they have options to give people rides from the airport. So,
That's a big
shuttle
thing.
service,
That's a
which,
big
if you don't have to rent a car,
Yeah.
because the hotel's not very far. I mean, it is walkable, but
Yeah.
they even have people shuttle back and forth there. So,
Yeah.
That is a big plus.
Yeah.
You guys are one of the few. Brick Rodeo, a little plug with them. They do. And I think it's kind of funny how the smaller shows, and this is growing. I mean, this could probably
it's
be
come a long way
huge.
there.
I
Yeah.
mean, it keeps getting bigger. But when I say smaller, I just mean, I don't know, the more personal
Yep.
AFOL shows, they they tend to cater, because I know, they'll go get people at the airport stuff. And like I said, that was a great thing. James got me on
Okay.
Thursday. And so, that kind of stuff goes a long way with me, because I'm on a real budget. So
Yeah. Right.
it helps. Every little bit helps. And I forever grateful.
Well,
So-
So they don't pay you millions to come to all these shows every year?
No, I've been actually, the only reason I've been going to so many of these shows is because I go and help set them up.
Oh, okay.
Like I've been helping with Brick Fair since 2021. I've been to all of them. I don't know now this. So I went. The first one was Brick Fair, New Jersey, And that ended up being the last one. I displayed at Brick Fair, Alabama. That ended up being the last one. And then he did a little one in Pennsylvania, Exton. They're outside of Philly. And it was kind of fun. It was in a mall. We did an old in an old Sears store.
Oh, wow.
It was really crazy to set it up, but it was a fun store. Or a fun show.
Yeah.
And then now he's just doing the 2 in Virginia. So I spent last March in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and then I just was in Chantilly the first of the month doing Brick Fair. And then I've been helping with Brick Fan Expo. They do Atlanta Brick Con, which is a great show as well. And then they've started doing a bunch of them throughout Florida. And then this year they went to Nashville. And I've ended up helping with all of those shows. So I toured Florida this summer.
Wow, you were well-traveled, man.
I am well-traveled.
Wow. That's amazing. Sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
I am worn out. And I'm going to be 57 in November, so I'm not exactly young either. But of course, everybody's, you're just a baby.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
Tell my legs and back that.
I was watching a podcast, and I can't remember who it was with. It was a while back, but it was after, of course, the show, obviously. And you were talking about how much you love weightlifting. Right?
Oh, it's been a passion since I was 13 years old.
And I perked up a little bit because I love weightlifting too. It's a good, building Lego is a very dormant thing. We're on our butts, we're building, whatever. So being able to work out is kind of a good, escape from that. It's kind of I don't know, you can have some physical exertion, right?
Right.
And it's a good stress reliever. Like Lego is a mental stress reliever. But I found that with weightlifting, that's a good stress reliever as well.
It's good for everything, yeah.
But you said you did the free weights, right?
I'm an old school. I've been throwing the steel around actually, I started when I was 13 and I discovered bodybuilding and I was trying, I did everything. Doing all the supplement. Back then it was Joe Weider. That was all the supplements there were. And I remember had the Gold's Gym tank tops and all. And I grew up in a very small town, Western Kansas, and so I kind of was a trendsetter. I'd wear my Gold's Gym tank tops. Soon, some of the other guys started finding them and wearing them and all that. Yeah. And I started the Hawaiian shirt trend and that back then too. But I did that till I was about 25, and then I did martial arts and stuff along with it, and so. I ended up being a private investigator for about 20 years. So the martial arts kind of became a little more important than the weightlifting.
No kidding.
So I kind of shifted to that. And then I just did 14 years of just sitting on my rear end getting fat. I went from couldn't gain weight to be about 185 and couldn't gain weight to now I've been 330 pounds for about 10 years now. And I'm bigger than I ever been, stronger than I ever been, but I look like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Like I ate 2 other human beings or something. Yeah. In fact, that's like Tim. He's about half my partner on the show. He's about half my size.
Yeah.
So. A lot of it, we get to an age where something all of a sudden changes and you just...
Well, I call it second puberty. Our bodies start changing. We start growing hair in new places.
Like your ears? That was one of the most traumatizing things for me when I went to get a haircut one time. And I'm, 30-something.
Yeah.
And they were doing my neck with the trimmer. And all of a sudden, I feel them trimming the top of my ear. And I was like, what is going on here? I'm old.
Like, oh, no. That's
when they start sticking it in the ear.
Yeah, well.
You got sprouts here, dude.
Buy special tools to get it out. Like, I have arrived.
And then it grows out of your nose too. I gotta pay attention. Big hair, a hair out of my nose bigger than what's on top of my head.
It disappears up here.
Yes.
It shifts. Why does it do that? Why can't it stay up here?
A nostril beard or mustache.
Oh my gosh.
So welcome to the Breaking News podcast, where I think we may talk about Lego at some point.
Wait, I almost forgot.
Leave it to me to derail things bad.
Jimmy found a ticket.
I don't know. It says Indiana Ticket Company Smile. It's a smiley face. I don't know what it's to, buddy. Where'd you go?
I don't know. There's a couple things. There's the...
Did you get him here?
I think they were doing a giveaway down at whatever show was down there, the rock show or whatever.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know.
like a mineral show, not
It
a
looks
not a
pretty
rock show like
Oh
music.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
a mineral, whatever.
And then there's unicorns
There's
down that way.
unicorn over
So
here. There's mineral over there, and we got Lego here in the middle.
Lego in the middle.
There's a lot
that's
going
where
on.
all the unicorn.
That's where
there's
it's
a bunch of
Wow.
cute little like fairy girls
Yep.
running around. They're
Yep.
colorful poofy dresses. They're adorable.
Yeah, magic wands, all
Magic
that
wands,
stuff. So
the unicorn horn.
I need a magic wand.
Yeah, one that works would be great.
yeah.
The Vatican down.
All the Lego I could ever want. Woo, woo, bam. A place to store it. Bam.
Oh, that's more important. My goodness. Well, hey, you know
All
what?
right.
We got to talk to him about, like, okay, so you probably get this a lot now that you're a famous person with Lego, because you're our celebrity. We get excited about having you guys here. We're very excited to have you with us here. But your Lego journey, did you do the typical, like, yeah, I've done this my entire life, or did you get into it later in life?
I was much later in life. I mean, well, it was kind of weird. I had it as a young kid, and I don't know where my grandparents got it. We had a train set, and it had the blue rails, and you had to build the track and everything with the
Yeah.
white.
Yep.
And it was like, I think it was red, blue, and white were the only, and they were blocked. You got bricks.
Yep.
And then it had those really cool red wheels. It had the metal spoke that's actually stuck in.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I have no idea. My dad's parents, so that side of the family got it somewhere, and we had those, and we just kind of used them with the Lincoln Logs and Tinker Toys and all that stuff.
Yep.
And then I was 43, and my mother-in-law got my son and I each a set for Christmas, and I had just gotten rid of a massive comic book collection, so
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I had nothing to collect, and then I discovered Lego.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do you remember what?
my God.
Do you remember what that set was?
Yes, I do. I don't know the number.
That's okay.
It's a creator set, and it's a brownstone. It is a. I still got it. I usually have it sitting behind me when I do my videos and stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys may know what it is. It was a really well done house, but I call it a brownstone. And
Oh, is it like a little cabin?
no, it's a house. It's a house. It's got a yard and everything with
Okay.
a fence around it.
It's a creator. Is it a
creator.
3-in-1?
I don't remember. Well, it had variations of it. I mean, it wasn't,
Wow.
like most of the creators.
But a lot of the Lego back then, it had alternate
Yeah, sure.
builds.
This would have
so.
been like a
15
22.
So this would have been
That-
probably like 15 years ago. It
2010,
sounds like
29
so.
set. I need to look it up and memorize the set number, because what was funny was the other Tim, he had that set. That was one of the first sets he bought when he kind of got back into it again. He had done it a lot longer than I had. But he had an actual Dark Ages, as they call
Yeah,
it.
right.
But he had, somehow there was a connection with that set too. I mean, so.
All right.
But it was a really, and like I said, I love it. It's a really well done set.
And that got you going, huh?
That got me going. My son got another 3-in-1. It was a car, and what actually intrigued me at first, I discovered the world of custom minifigs and
Oh,
how
okay.
you can take, using Lego parts and make all different themes and all that stuff. And then even a guy named Jared Burks, back in that time, he is a Houston guy.
Okay.
He was kind of the king of customization. He even did a couple of books on it.
Oh, wow.
And was, he showed you how to cut and paint and do all kinds of
Oh,
crazy
wow.
things. So I did a little bit of that. But what really, I've been watching Western movies and TV shows all my life. And so when I discovered Lego, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make all these historic and movie star guys out of Lego as close as I can do. And that's what really got me started discovering. And then I don't know when I've discovered Bricklink, but that's
Oh,
the
that-
real
that
real
was
slippery
really-
slope,
yeah,
because
it
once
just
you find out
goes.
about that, you're just
Yeah. It's over.
it is
Your pocketbook
it
is
really
done.
is. It
So then,
really
did you go deep into the Western sets?
That's the crazy thing.
yeah.
As much as I'm in the Wild West, I do not own any of the official
Oh.
original stuff. What I
Yeah.
did, I bought the stickered parts because they were cheap.
Okay.
And then you could buy, and it was all basic stuff. Like
Yeah.
for Legorado, I ended up buying, there was like, 4 stickered parts. And for $150, I bought enough parts to build 3 of the things. And so I made my own and all that.
Okay.
And that's kind of, now the Lone Ranger sets, when they came out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Wow, those are fantastic. I've got like 3 of the little mine mount, and then I wanted more of the train, because the train is what I run on my big Western build that I take around to if I can drive to a convention, the Western Build usually goes with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, it went to Nashville. This summer it was crazy. It was in a museum in a little town south of Houston. So I went and picked it up, took it to Brick Rodeo, and then the next weekend I took it to Nashville. So
Wow.
It got some road time.
So
and now,
you're packing that thing pretty well.
oh, I learned. I built crates and everything.
So the reason Alex and I smiled when you talked about that set is I refer to it as Fort Legorado. He calls it Fort Legorito. And
So I guess you settled the debate.
there you go. I'm just gonna.
No, don't go
Do we
on
need the
me.
paddles for this?
Give me that. Give me one of those.
You don't. You
I
can't
want those
get them
paddles.
yet.
Give me
Not
those
yet.
paddles.
Not
That's
yet.
what I'm missing. I need
I know.
paddles.
I know.
Ugh.
Don't
Anyways.
go by me and my pronunciations. I mispronounce a lot of things.
Well, he had mentioned that a few weeks ago on an episode, and he called it Fort Legorito, and someone's like Doritos in the comments or something. It was very funny.
That is a new one, though.
Yes. But he did, there was someone in here that has at least part of that integrated into their build.
It looks great.
And he showed me why, because it's EDO.
EDO.
Yeah.
So I think Lego.
Dorito.
Dorito.
I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. But anyway.
Now you got me thinking about that.
Sorry.
I may change the name of my fort.
No, don't do that.
Yes. I like it. Fort Legorito.
Legorito. Now, from now on, I remember this conversation. Like Legorito.
It has a very spaghetti western sound
Yes.
to it.
I will tell you this. You can go ahead and use that name as long as you put a ranch next to it that's cool. So you have the Cool Ranch,
Cool Ranch Legorito.
Legorito.
Good stuff, man.
Anyways,
No,
okay.
Well, the High Chaparral Ranch would go well with it,
There you go.
which is what I'm going to try and work on next.
All
All right.
Cute little girls mug. It is so cute. I wish you guys could see it. But all right.
Okay.
Sorry,
Anyways,
distracted.
that's all right. There goes more unicorns. All right. So coming back to your Lego journey. So you start with Lego. How did you go from getting this Lego set 15 years ago, whatever it was, to getting either introduced, paired up, whatever your thing was with the other Tim,
Okay.
and ending up on Lego Masters? Did
Okay.
Let's do it.
I
did
will
you
try
apply?
to-
Did they come to you? How?
I will try to
Enlighten us.
make it a little. I know you don't want to be here the rest of the afternoon, but anyway, I just started buying sets, and I kept discovering things. I love the adventures themes. I love a lot of the older sets and stuff. And I just kept discovering all that stuff, and somehow I found out about Brick Fiesta. It was called Brick Fiesta then. It was in Houston, I think 2012, and so my son and I went, and I learned about lugs. But when I started finally checking into them, you had to display different places, and you had to do things. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, I don't want to haul my Lego around. I don't want to have the public, maybe take my stuff or, and stuff like that. And so I was like, I hung off for a while. And then the more I got into it, start buying and collecting and learning more about it, there was some perks to being part of the lug and stuff. And just getting to know people, that were in the hobby and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think 2014, I joined, and unbeknownst to me, Tim joined almost like the same time. In fact, because our initials, Tim H and Tim H, they use the Google group to communicate.
Okay.
So they thought we were the same person because
funny.
I did not post much on there. He posted a lot. I mean, he was all over because he ended up becoming the ambassador not long after he joined.
Okay.
Okay.
I was very active. I went to all the displays and did that, but I didn't get that involved. Like he got more into the hierarchy. Anyway, so we travel on. I got to where I was doing displays and really enjoying them, just interacting with the public. And somewhere along in there, I learned about YouTube and doing the videos and stuff, watching Jane Bricks and Bricksar.
Yep.
I always was wanting to do a video, but I never had a city. I thought that was a requirement. You got to have a city to do videos. I had no idea about these podcasts and live streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
That okay, I gotta get. So anyway, 2014, we joined the lug and we're doing our stuff. Well, then when the season 1 rolled around, they were just the casting people were just constantly
Uh-huh.
inundating every lug, every
Yep.
person that was on
Yep.
social media.
I got contacted on Insta myself.
Yeah, oh,
for season one.
everybody. I mean, I think, and so Tim being the ambassador and more involved in the organizational part of the club, he got the emails and stuff, and so he put out a blurb. He said, "Hey, I'm thinking about maybe giving this a try. Would anybody like to do it?" And I had just kind of quit working a job, and so I'm like, "Heck yeah, paying gig, let go,
do it.
And my wife,
It's a win-win.
I told her, and she's like, "Would you get paid?" I said, "Yeah, I think you do. I think this is like kind of a job."
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, yeah, I think you ought to give it a try." So it was a whirlwind for us for that because he had a specific casting person. He went on vacation and he said, "Hey, reach out to this guy and see what it's all about." And me and the kid that I talked to, his name was Eric. I never, after season one, never saw him or talked with him again. It became different people, but I told him about the Wild West, and we were talking. I told him I'd been a bounty hunter at one time, and he was just, "Oh my God, man, we got to do this Texas thing. Will you wear a cowboy hat? Will you wear boots?" I said, "Well, I don't wear hats, and cowboy boots would be terrible to have to walk around." Well, at that time we really didn't know anything about the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't really, and I don't. The other Tim, he doesn't do that. He's not really into that kind of stuff. But I said, anything else, Wild West or whatever, I'm game for. I said, I got overalls that I can wear. He said, "Oh my God." He said, "That's great. That's great." So we hadn't even done the application yet. I mean, we were still in the process trying to fill that thing out. And so then next thing you know, he said, "Well, great. I'll talk to Tim. We're going to get you set up. I think you guys need to talk to my boss." So right away, we had a Zoom call with his boss. And still hadn't got the application totally completed yet either, because you got to come up with videos and pictures and quite a bit of stuff
you've done, right?
So, and we were just, we're having a good time. I don't know. We did quite a few phone calls and we finally got an email about, the next step would be going to California to do this challenge thing with the other teams. And thought, all right, we're there. And then didn't hear anything. And so then it was like they finally sent an email and said, we really liked you guys and all that, but this time we went with
we're going a different direction.
We're going a different direction. So season 2 came up again, and I said to him, I said, "Do you want to try again? We did pretty well." He's like, No, with the COVID, I don't know. So we kind of skipped 2, but then 2021, Brick Fiesta had become Brick Rodeo, and because it ended up being the first in-person convention anywhere, we got lucky and we had 7 of the season 2 people there. And the show was actually on air because that was the one season they did during the summer. And in fact, Jen Smart, who's here, it was that week they got eliminated. So they had just gotten eliminated on Wednesday night, and then they were there at the convention.
Oh, wow.
For the weekend. But I met Moto and Mark and Steven, and just kind of, I talked to them about the show and found out a lot more about it, and said, we'd done really well with season 1 and all that. And so I got kind of fired up about it. But the thing that they were talking about, how for them it was so strenuous, a lot of hours on your feet. You really need to exercise and be prepared and all that. And I'm like, I'm kind of old. My legs don't work so well, and I got a bad back. Maybe this ain't the thing I need to do. And so I wasn't really thinking more about it. And then got an email from casting, and they're like, "Hey, we loved what we saw season 1. Would you like to try again?" Of course, then the ego, it's like, "Oh, I can do this. I don't care what my body says. I'm going to do this." And so they were kind of like, though they were saying, they had seen my daughter in videos and pictures and stuff. And they're like, "Would you like, we'd like you. What about her? Would you do it with her?" And I said, "Well, she's pregnant." And I said, "She would never do it." I said, "It'd make great TV, but she would never do it." I said, "Well, Tim and I did we did well, and we got a thing, going well and stuff." I said, "Okay, well, we'll do that." So Tim and I got together again. And so this time, I guess somewhere along the line, they decided overalls would be the outfit. And Tim, Never worn them in his life.
Really?
He embraced it.
Okay.
And now he started an home inspection business somewhere along the line in there. And when the Houston temperatures aren't, in the hundreds or whatever, and he'll wear them to do his home inspections.
Oh,
so
funny.
that became that's where for us.
Yeah.
We were easy with the wardrobe because so many of them. There's sometimes there's issues and stuff. They don't like what they get put in.
Yeah.
But we loved it. I mean, I don't. Living in Houston, you don't get to wear overalls that much, but I used to wear them all the time.
Emily and Kelly said that they got to keep all the clothes that they wore. So is that the same for you? You have like 50 overalls at home?
Not quite, but Tim, he had bought his front stay. He fit his. I didn't fit my actual ones. I've got the old chunky monkey here. So my actual ones that I wore for the interviews and stuff, I couldn't button them here.
Oh,
and they did not want that. They tried every way. The seamstress, she tried doing straps and all that. So they finally they went and bought these monster size ones for me. So nobody else in the world was going to be able to wear these giant size.
Custom made for you then.
Well, and they did these patches.
They put the patch on there.
Cool.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
So I got to keep those, and then I don't wear t-shirts. I wear tank tops. That's how I ended up with the nickname Tank on the.
Oh, okay.
Not really. They never used it on the show, but I'm known as Tank because I wear tank tops all the time. I wore them to the studio every morning.
Not because you're built like a tank.
Well, I kind of went with that. The first episode when Will come over to our table the first time and you're introducing yourself, I said, and I'm Tank. And I brought the big guns like this. It's like, oh God, Tim, I think Will just that never made, obviously that never made on TV. So it was fun. I had a good time with that. And anyway, so we went through season 3 and we did really well with that. I don't know how much I can say beyond that, but to the point where when season 4 rolled around, we're like, okay, one more chance. Third time's the charm, maybe.
Yeah, right.
And so we went through it again, and I guess we had the right chemistry. And that's something I say a lot with the show. I have no clue how, who, or what decides who ends up ultimately being on there, but they are either the smartest, most intuitive at putting together people that gel.
Yeah.
Season 3, the majority of them, are so close. And it was such a good pairing. And our group, my gosh, I mean, literally the first day, we were all hanging together, having a good time. I mean, the first weekend there, we barbecued and played games all night. Everybody was in there just having a fun time. It was like we had been friends forever.
No kidding.
And we've continued that to today. I mean, there's a bunch of us here from season 4
there's a lot,
this weekend. And that was a big thing too. There's some of them that I don't get to see if I don't come up to this show. Like Ryan and Aubrey, they're from this area. So I got to see him. I hadn't seen him. And him and Ryan and Aubrey were the two that we up against on our episode that we went home. They felt bad, but I told everybody, I told them, I said, you know what, you guys, because they were my daughters. They are my daughters' age. And I said, it'd be like would have been like watching my kids go home. I said, I don't have any, and then they ended up winning the next challenge and got that really cool Cirque du Soleil prize and all that. So
cool.
I was ecstatic, that I wasn't ecstatic to go home. I mean, I was really that was the best time of my life. I've done everything there is to just about do at one time or another, and being on the show and doing all that was the first time I ever really felt like I was in the right place.
Really?
Doing what I needed to be doing. And I mean, it showed because my family and friends, that when they saw the episodes, they were shocked. They were like, wow, that's where you belong. That's what you need to be doing. So I was like, well, you know what? I felt that way too.
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic, man.
An hour later, and now we got
So now, do you and Will get together on weekends for barbecues? How does
I tried. I offered to be his bodyguard if he needed. You know, he does that. He did that detective thing on Netflix. I said,
Yeah.
you know, if you ever need a consultant or an actual detective for on your show, I'm there. We did agree on. I think it was the final episode we were there. We got to talking about me watching the Western channels, and that's all I watch, and that they're always the same 3 commercials: the walk-in shower, the safety alert, and some kind of insurance. And so he goes, "Okay, Tim," he said, "so if I was to do one of those commercials, which one of those would you pick for me?" And I immediately like, you know what, the walk-in shower. I said, "You're kind of a macho guy. You would be a good fit for that." So he said, "Okay, well, if I do that, you have to direct." And I said, "Okay," and we shook on it. So
Okay, all right.
in the panels and everything, if I tell that story, I'd say, if you ever see Will Arnett in a walk-in shower commercial, that was my directorial
there it
debut.
is, guys. There it is.
So
Awesome.
we were having fun. And I did get to give him a hug. When we were eliminated, he's one of the ones that comes out to talk to you and all that, you know, say goodbye and everything. And he wanted to do that little fist bump thing. I said, "No, come here, big guy." And I gave him a big old hug.
Nice.
And I even dummied up a photo of me and him. I think the picture of him was from season 1. And then I was the original Tiger King. I love tigers. I have a shirt my mom made out I love Hawaiian shirts, and so I buy the material, and she makes me Hawaiian shirts. And I've got a tiger one that I wear with my overalls. I got a ball cap, so I stuck me in there with that, and then I signed it to my BFF, and then I autographed the picture and gave it to him. So I don't know if he kept it, threw it in the trash, or what. But I got to give him my autograph.
That's awesome, man. Oh, I love it.
But he was fun. He was half the reason I wanted to be on the show, because I just sitting there watching it. You know, he's just a couple years younger than me, and a dad and all that. I thought we'd have fun, and we did. I thought we did. None of it ever made it on TV, but you know, I was just too much. I guess
there's quite a lot that goes on that is recorded that just doesn't make the cut.
Oh my
on the
God!
show,
Yeah, I mean, they're recording the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we all talk about. You know, they could actually have just a behind the scenes channel or whatever, because all the seasons, they're just hours and hours of footage that more, people could see more of the builds or just more of the personality. I mean, there's a lot they could expand on with it. So if you're seeing this and you're listening, you could do a lot more and have a lot more out there. So
go crazy.
Go crazy, exactly.
And we would watch it. There you go.
Oh yeah.
I think.
I would.
Wow. Well, that's quite a journey. So do you see Tim very much anymore? Because you've moved up to Oklahoma, so
he's doing some shows and stuff, and I've been doing shows and stuff, and we do. Because a lot of the shows they only can have so many. And so it's just kind of breaks it up and stuff. And we talk once in a while, but it's just he's doing his thing and I'm doing my thing. I mean, we're friends, and we did a lot of stuff together as part of Houston. In fact, there was a lot of displays, kind of crazy displays that it was just me and him. But it wasn't like we did.
Yeah, you weren't hanging out every weekend before. I get it.
But he would do anything for me, and I'd do anything for him. So I mean, and there was what was crazy was all the weird similarities. I mean, apparently him and his family have black belts in Taekwondo, I think. Me and my son, I studied martial arts most of my life. I got a black belt in Kung Fu and brown belt in Filipino arts, and I even studied the real ninjutsu at one time.
Oh wow!
I mean, real deal. In the 80s when that was popular, I had a ninja suit and did all that stuff.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
But there was you could study. Stephen Hayes brought it to America, and he had books.
Yeah.
And so me and my best friend, who I ended up doing all the bodyguard and bounty hunting and all that stuff later years. That's where we got all that. Was from growing up, being ninjas and doing all this stuff.
It's fun because the stereotype is, oh, you guys like Lego, you're the Lego nerds, but there's so many cool things. Like, I don't know you were a PI. That's pretty cool.
Oh, it was fun.
Who would have thought? And a black belt and all that. I did Kenpo.
Yes.
Stuff. And my wife, she did Taekwondo. She's a black belt.
Yep.
So is my son.
Oh, wow.
So there you go, man. It's really cool to see that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and if you really ask around, there's probably quite a few of us that, you know.
You guys got to dig a little bit, and here we go. I've learned a lot about you just sitting down at this, like, what, 30 minutes, right? Is it 30 minutes?
Something like that.
I don't know. I have no idea. What are we at, Tanya?
We're at 4 hours, I think she said.
All right. Are you still here with us?
I warned you beforehand. You're gonna get.
This is fantastic.
I can't just answer yes or no.
I'm the one that's not, like, usually I go on forever and ever,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But this is fantastic. You're the
You
Alex
met
of
your
this
match.
episode. I have. It's a good thing. It's a good
People
thing.
get tired of me. It's like, I just asked you a simple question, and you've talked for 30 minutes.
You're like, look at the camera, like,
I don't know anything what this is like that you're talking of.
Well,
So-
okay. Okay,
go ahead.
I promise this will be quick.
oh, it's
So, Brick Fair, Alabama, I went with some guys from Texas, and I rode with one of my, have become friends. It's a 10-hour, 11-hour drive.
Ooh.
yeah, brutal.
I talked the entire time there, and then I talked the entire way back, and it was pretty much me. I mean, it wasn't that I just want to everything about me. I ask questions and start
Yeah.
conversations, but I just end up
Well, what do you want?
Jabbering
Awkward silence? Come on now.
exactly.
Maybe they want to listen to the radio. Come on, Alex.
Listen to my playlist.
I got my book on tape I was going to listen to. It's my homework.
I kept asking him. I said, "I'll shut up." Wait, no.
No, keep
I'm
going.
loving this. Keep going.
Let's see how long this guy can go for. Oh, he'll go for 11 hours. No, 22, I guess, right?
22 hours. 22 hours, Tim live.
Well, he didn't tell us what happened during the show. Anyways, speaking of shows, I want to ask you about this because you've been to a bunch. And this is the only show we've had locally for, 10 years,
10
right?
years now, yeah.
So they have a new one that was just announced earlier, a month or two ago,
Yeah.
that it's coming to Salt Lake in December.
Mhm.
And we've kind of heard some mixed things about it.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard some people say really good things. Some people say, no, I don't know. I've never been. So it's Brickfest, right?
Brickfest
Brickfest
Live.
Live
Yeah.
is coming. And so have you ever done one of those? And
Okay.
how is it different than this type of show?
So, yes, I have. They've been coming to Houston since 2016, and I ended up our club. I mean, they were hesitant for a long time about doing it because, first of all, the first year they came to town, Brick Fiesta, that was going to be in Houston, and they didn't feel like they wanted to take away from Brick Fiesta.
They didn't want the
So-
competing
but we all
events.
went to the Brickfest Live and checked it out, and honestly, the reactions were, there's not much there, but it was AFOLs going to the Brickfest Live. It's not it is purely not an AFOL show like what this is. I mean, these kind of shows, it's AFOLs getting together and doing displays.
Yeah.
Now, Brickfest Live, if the lugs will participate and show up and do displays, they welcome that. And then you have kind of the best of both worlds. But what Brickfest Live is mainly all kinds of activities for kids. And I don't even know the times that I displayed there, I was busy at my display. So I never really spent a lot of time walking around seeing what they had and that kind of thing. And one of the things that they have their own vendor. They sell retired. It's a good place to get retired sets and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And things that you haven't seen for a while. But I've always had a good time, and they treated us well. And so I'm going to be in Las Vegas in 3 weeks for a Brickfest Live. It's, I think, the first time they're going to be there. But this time I'm there as a Lego master, so I'm getting actually brought in and going
The
to
special treatment, I hope, right?
and me and Patrick from season 3, and I
Okay.
love
Okay.
Patrick and I are buddies. I love him dearly. We've done a couple things together, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm gonna be curious. I've heard good things. I know the other Tim, he's done a couple. Paul, he's done several. I think Allison out here on the West Coast, she's done several. And they seem, it gets a bad rap from the AFOLs, and it gets, but if you can get the lugs involved, I think it's a good show.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know on the public end, I have no idea what tickets cost and stuff like that. So I don't know comparably how that works. But every show, you have shows like Brickslopes, Brick Rodeo, Brick Fair, Brick World that are truly nothing but AFOL shows, where it's just all of us come together. But then you have like Brick Convention, Brick Universe. It's kind of a mix of that. They, like Brickfest Live, rely on the local lugs and local people that want to display to bring that element to it. But the thing that differs with Brick Convention and Brick Universe is they have Lego masters that travel with them, or brick artists like Paul Hetherington, who is here. He travels with them exclusive, and he has for years. I love his home. He does amazing stuff. If you ever check out his work, he's got a KISS build in here right now.
Oh, that was his.
I
Okay.
have been a KISS fan since I was in grade school, actually. So that was phenomenal. And they have activities and stuff for kids, and they do have vendors and stuff. So that's a really good show. So you got kind of a little bit of everything. So I hope that y'all,
So you're saying if we go to this show and we're thinking it's going to be like this, we could be disappointed. But if we go with an open mind and understand that it's different,
yes,
and that maybe me as a late 40s-year-old man, maybe I'm not really the key demographic. Okay.
The kids are the ones that focus there.
Okay.
Right.
And
kind of like the unicorn thing, that's not for us. I mean, it might be for Alex, but you and me, it's not.
I do like that new little unicorn set that came out this year.
That creates it. Yeah, right.
Yes.
There you go. Maybe they have it in there.
Maybe.
It'd be dumb not to. Jeez. Are we doing shirts?
Okay. We can do shirts.
Let's do shirts.
Wait, that's not how we do it.
What?
It's time for the thing. Remember, that's how we do it. You ruined it, man. So we're not doing shirts. I have a topic. I have a topic to discuss.
Oh, no, topic. Okay.
So we haven't talked about news because last week was Brickslopes. I mean, this is still Brickslopes, but there is something that just came out a couple days ago, or over a week ago by the time this comes out.
Because we're way behind all the time.
So you may remember the last number of years Lego has had that deal with Adidas. Like there was the Adidas shoe and the little gift with purchase they had, and different clothing things in the shoes.
Yep.
Well, it was just announced that they now, starting in 2025, will have a multi-year agreement with Nike. So I'm just curious, do you have any thoughts? Are you going to go buy Nikes? Do you want them to make brick-built Air Jordans? Like, what do you see?
Just, Lego, please don't come out with a bunch of stupid clothes. Just don't do it. Like that was such a flop when they came out with the Adidas clothes for kids. They were all, I don't know how well they did, but that was horrible. I mean, those things were on clearance so fast.
Do you think they're going to come out with a shoe? Because I don't know that the Adidas shoe. Did the Adidas shoe do good?
No.
The issue I had with it is I never have gone to the store and bought one shoe. They always come with two shoes in the box.
Usually.
Instead, everyone's got the same. What was it? The right shoe or the left shoe? I don't even remember which one it was. But well, anyway, okay. So I don't know. I didn't know if we had any thoughts on that. That's the one thing.
Just don't do please don't do the clothes.
I could see them trying to do Air Jordans and stuff like that. I don't know. It'd be okay.
Well, Tim,
you wouldn't don your gold chains and your hat on the side.
You know what?
Do some break dancing.
They call it. I learned from my 12-year-old recently that your bling is not bling anymore. It's called drip.
Drip.
Yeah, it's my drip.
All right.
Not, and
is that what this is? This is our drip.
This is our drip, but somebody might call it skibbity.
I've heard of a skibbity toilet. I don't know what that is about.
That's Ohio. Riz. We got some. This is our skibbity
I don't know.
Riz.
Dude, you're losing the audience here. This is not our people.
I'm like, he asked this morning, like, don't you know what a meme is, Dad? I'm like, I was twitching a little bit there, but yeah, like the language is weird.
Yeah.
It's so like, but I guess we did the same thing in our generation, maybe.
Did we?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that it was that bad.
Yeah, groovy, fresh, radical. You know, that was
Grody to the max.
Tubular, dude.
You got here's one for you. You got moded. Do you remember that one? Moded you, man. Okay. Anyway,
it's reached my kids hard. It's weird. I don't like it. All right.
So we have a little segment we have with the paddles. Just in case you're wondering what it is. No. This is one of Alex's favorite things.
And he won't let me play with it.
So what it is a statement is read and you hold... No, don't touch. This first one's not for you. We already know where you stand on this first question.
Oh, okay.
So a statement will be read and you will hold it up with a thumbs up if you agree or thumbs down if you disagree.
Okay.
So
Then
I
you gotta
will read,
explain yourself.
And then
and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's some electrical thing.
We'll talk about it. There's no
Watch
right or
out.
wrong answer. You just explain why you think about it, right?
There's wrong and right answers for sure.
I mean, just because you give, I mean, you can, yeah, I might think it's wrong, but that's okay. Whatever.
As long as I agree with Alex, I'm okay, right?
No,
Yes.
that is totally what you don't want.
Okay. Okay.
Especially, all right, here. I will read the first statement. And again, Alex, we already know where you stand on this one. So the statement is, it is cool to share your friends' Lego mocks on social media before they do.
No.
He agrees.
No. Where do you stand on that, Alex? So,
I was
wait till he goes
Apparently
back.
that has happened.
This
I
is,
was waiting for it.
I just gotta, this is
I
the
was
last
waiting for
time, I'm gonna tell you, Alex, this is the very last time I will bring this up. But
That's
it was
okay,
very
that's
funny to
okay.
me. And so for the last, I don't know, it's been probably at least a month, right, Alex? We were talking about leading up. I was working on a secret project for Brickslopes. And I brought it in. And he was excited to see it. And I knew
So
he
excited.
was.
I was
And
very
he's over there videoing, and
like,
I didn't think anything of it. So this was Thursday during setup. Friday morning, my wife wakes me up at 7 o'clock in the morning. He shared your mock. I didn't even take any pictures of it. Like I did one members only video. I'm like, this is what I'm taking. And then, so like 10 people had seen it. All the
Not
people
anymore.
that are members, not him, but the other people. Anyways, I don't want you to think I'm upset, but I do have to just grind it a little bit
I
in.
feel bad.
I knew
feel
you do. I know you
legitimately bad.
do. Because you were,
'Cause
and I know
was-
you did it because
I
you were
was
just
in
so
this-
excited
I was
about
in this
it.
mode of uploading, and I get home and I'm tired. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get these uploaded because I gotta get space back. I'm like, I gotta get space on my phone and get it all back together. And I was just like, oh yeah, we get this. Yeah, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then I went to bed. And then I come in this morning like, what the heck, man?
I didn't
No,
say
you didn't
anything to
say
you.
anything.
It
It was a silent treatment. And then Tanya mentioned it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was kind of a jerk move. Shoot.
I knew you hadn't thought about it, and so I don't want you to think, yeah, this is the end of bricking.
No, he had to grill me, so I deserve this.
But I
deserve this.
All right. So here we have I'll have another statement. You can have a paddle. Let's see.
There was a game show that had paddles like this.
Maybe, I don't know. That's a different game.
What game? What game show was that?
Or a fraternity.
All right. The statement is, the worst part about being a Lego collector is sorting.
The worst thing about being a Lego collector, the worst thing is sorting. Oh.
So just when you're ready, tell us.
Worst thing is-
He always takes a long time. Oh, you don't show us
Gosh,
yet.
I gotta think about this. Yeah, don't jump the gun, man.
It takes a while for him.
No,
If you need a bathroom break,
it just
you can do
means
that.
I'm giving it thought. I can't just blind. Okay.
But my favorite part is how you give it thought, and then we have a discussion, and by the end, you've talked yourself out of it. That's my favorite part about this stupid
I'm
thing.
not wrong.
You're like, think, and you're like, oh yeah, I got it. And then by the end, you're like, no,
No,
you're right, you're right.
Yeah, it's not. Shit has flipped it. All right, I'm just thinking, is there anything worse than that? And it's a struggle in my mind.
Don't overthink it.
Don't
That's
overthink
the
it.
thing, is I always overthink.
Okay,
Okay, let's
I do
ready?
like to.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ah,
Oh, we gotta
we
disagree.
disagree. This is
I'm
fantastic.
gonna give it a thumbs up. I agree. I think it is the worst part.
It is. Well, I was thinking, like, I can't think of anything worse than sorting. It is painful. It is
Having to move it.
time-consuming.
Having to pack it and
Oh,
move it
well-
is the worst of it.
Well, I would agree that
Yeah.
is horrible.
That is horrible.
But this is my way I would dispute that. I feel like I'm constantly sorting
It
parts.
never ends.
Like I
Yeah.
build something and then somehow I end up with parts I got to resort.
Yeah.
And I hate it. And I get a new set and there's little extra pieces and I got to sort those out. And I end up with cups all over the place of Lego. And I don't. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I spent a couple weekends ago sorting my whole thing, and I didn't even get through it all. It's bad.
But,
I don't
but
know.
no, I have to agree with the moving it because this is the show here is the only time I'm transporting it, and it is a challenge. It's stressful.
If you were to move your basement, I could see that would be less fun.
so
for sure.
Here's the deal: when we moved into our house, we've been living here in the valley for the last 14 years. And that's when I went absolutely nuts with the Lego collection. Okay, and I
Yeah.
filled the entire basement so fast, like so fast. And I said, we are never moving. Okay, that's the stipulation here. We're going to be here for the long haul until we're old and gray. Okay, but you know what? What if like I'm out of space? I've been out of space for like so many years. So how about this? Would Alex? This is my own agree to disagree. Would I, if I was doing well enough financially that I could go into a much bigger house with a very large open basement, would I do it?
Well, you've talked about building an outbuilding and
Yeah,
moving
in
your
the
stuff out
backyard,
there.
Yes.
That's not much different, really.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And I already said I would.
And you
do
said
that,
you'd do that, and it would suck.
and it would suck.
Just like you sort your Lego and it sucks. I'm not saying you don't do it. I don't know. That was my thought.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In your situation, though, Tim, I think for you, yeah.
If I was
personally,
one of
it
these
would
people going to shows all the time,
yeah,
that would be
stressful.
bad.
Yeah.
That would be rough.
Well, we downsized, and then we did it downsized a little
Oh.
more, twice in 3 years.
Did you downsize the Lego or just other stuff?
Yeah, when you say
No, that's
downsize-
the problem. We
Just making
downsized
sure.
the house, and
Oh,
my Lego to move it the first
Shoot.
time
Wait,
took a 15
you did less
foot U-Haul.
space.
Less space.
That's you're going in the wrong direction as a Lego collector. I'm just saying.
Well,
So-
life happens.
But okay. So when you're moving, it is stressful. But I'd imagine if I was in that situation, my worst nightmare is losing something important. Has that
Yeah.
happened to you?
Oh yeah. Or putting it somewhere that you just know is going to be the most secure, best place you're going to remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much, huh?
Not so much. And then when you get old and your brain quits functioning, then you're really in trouble.
Oh, great.
And honestly, sorting, it's not always fun. I would 100% agree with that. And I am so far behind. I mean, what I need to sort right now will probably take me the rest of my life. There's no doubt about it. Just to get
I feel
sorted
that
what
way.
I
I
have right
absolutely feel that way, and that's part of why I dread it. It's like
Yeah.
I could spend all day on a Saturday sorting, and I wouldn't get it all
It's
done.
like you're not even making a dent.
It's like I don't know.
But it's also like Christmas, because when you do start sorting, or at least for me, where you've had it put away for a long time, and you start, like I've been doing all these shows, and I've been going to all these Lego stores, and I had all these little boxes piled up, and I needed some parts the other day, and I'm like, I'm gonna just dump them all in a bin and see what I got.
Okay.
And it was exciting. I had a lot of really cool stuff in there, and I'm kind of excited to get them sorted out and look. And then
It's exciting.
you see pieces and you get ideas for builds, and you're like, oh, I can do, So there is a fun, exciting element to sorting as well.
Okay. So on that topic, we asked the Pink Gal team about their personal Lego collections. And
They are very organized. I need to study them.
not
more.
about
Stay tuned
organization.
next week when you'll get to see that interview.
Yes, it's coming up. Oh yeah, in the future we're going to be interviewing them. Hopefully, we get them.
I'd like to know what the pink ladies think
I
about.
wonder what their collections are. Anyway, wait, hold on. Irregardless, that's our key.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. How big is your collection piece-wise?
Well, it took a 15-foot U-Haul to move my collection. I have over 2,000 brand new sets sitting in bins in my garage from 2010 to current, to over 2,000. Over 2,000.
And you keep them in the garage, like in the summer?
Because I don't have time. I don't have
Okay.
a place to go with them right now.
Because I've been hesitant to move anything in a bin, even out in the garage,
Yeah,
because of
me
the
too.
heat.
Well, and I don't.
Me too.
The heat in Oklahoma, it's not as bad as it was in Houston. In Houston, I never would. The only thing I worry about is the stickers. But so far, I was out there actually digging around in them the other day, and this garage that we have now apparently must be somehow insulated, because it really doesn't get too bad. But they are coming in. They're not going to stay out there permanent.
Okay.
I just got to figure out where they're going to go. And I'm hoping to build a lot of them. I never ever intended for them to be like that, but you run out of space so fast. We had a 5,000 square foot house when I was originally doing all
Wow,
this.
that's
I
good
had an
size house.
entire massive game room. I had put shelves all the way around it. I had built these 2 big tables for my son to play with. I had my daughter, when she moved out to go to college, I took over her room, which
As you should.
I still hear about that to this day. And that became my big Lego room. But then I had my art studio, and so I had shelves, and it was lined with builds and that stuff. So, and I had closets everywhere. So I had places, and that's the secret to Lego. when you have closets and stuff, you forget just how much stuff you buy.
Yep.
And that's why they're all.
You mean like when you buy a set and then you realize, oh, I already bought this set.
Well, there's that too.
That 2,000 sets, that's probably going to be happening.
Oh,
That's your
it happened a
backlog.
lot, you know, but
Wow.
on that other end of that, it's like, ooh, I got duplicates of this. And when life kind of happened and I had this, I was never going to sell Lego. My motto was, if Lego comes to my house, it stays in my house.
Yeah.
I'm even kind of, I'm a bad Lego community person, I guess, in that I don't like to share, you know, I don't. Because I figure if I give somebody that part, I'm going to have to turn around and buy it again myself. So within reason. I mean, if somebody really needs something, I mean, I love to, you know, help people out and do stuff. But the Lego, I'm a little stingy. I ain't gonna lie. But now I've had to sell off, and I've sold off a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Where do you sell?
Well, I got some Star Wars sets right now on my Bricklink store.
Oh, you have a Bricklink
Oh,
store.
you have a Brickfest store.
There you go. Okay. He's on
Old
Bricklink.
man brick. Yeah, but
Old
that's
man brick.
there's just the 3 sets on there right now. But
Oh.
there probably are going to be
You're not
more.
going to see 2,000 sets.
No, not yet.
Call it Tim's Garage. The garage sale. What
That-
you got in here?
That will happen when I'm gone.
We were talking about that
Yes.
recently. Is the sad reality of us not being around for.
Well, and truthfully, I'm going to be 57, and I've had to start really looking. My family doesn't want all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
My son is maybe interested. Would love, I think, the Ninjago, because I have every Ninjago set from the beginning, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
struggling to keep up
Man.
because it's expensive. I mean, they do what,
Yeah.
3 waves, 4 waves, and every one of them's like
Wow.
$600-800
There's
a
some
wave.
big sets in there. Yeah.
I mean, in this one that just came out, there's what, a $250 set and $170. I mean, Lego, you're killing me with Ninjago. I love them though. I mean, the temples and all, it's just fantastic. I'm not such a big mech person, so but I'm one of them completionist guys.
But you
That's
gotta
what
buy
goes
it if you're in the thing.
I have to have the whole collection. you
See,
know?
that's why my theme that I'm complete on is Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's a good
So
one.
it's a good theme, and I wish they would make more, but I'm kind of blessed in a way
Yeah.
that they don't.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right.
That's like Monster Fighters. I really wish they'd bring
Oh,
Monster
me
Fighters
too.
back.
I just got that haunted house from them, and I was lucky to get
Did you
that.
really?
Just barely got it as it went out of stock the next day.
My
Cool.
daughter kept trying to steal mine, but
Yeah. You have it in the box though?
no, I started doing winter or holiday themes.
Oh,
And so all the Monster Fighter sets, I finally
Yeah.
built them all and used to have a nice Halloween display.
Mhm.
And then Christmas, I had a whole Christmas display.
Right.
And actually,
Not with the monsters, though.
No, no.
Okay,
Aw.
I'm just making
Well, no,
sure.
excited.
I'm making sure people are following
There
here.
were some that eked in there. You had the Yeti and,
Okay.
and different. And you had, I even made a Krampus figure.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I'm proud of my Krampus figure.
Oh, that's fun.
But
Okay.
don't let me forget, I do want to plug something just a little bit on the Christmas thing
Okay.
at some point.
We can certainly do that.
Don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget. I will. I will.
You're telling us? Whoa. I really, don't remember things either. Oh.
All right.
Is
So
it-
now is it time, Alex?
It's time for
It's
the thing,
time for
The
the
thing.
thing. Old guy.
New shirt.
Oh, okay. I love him.
Brickstar.
He's awesome.
He's all right.
All right. So today we have 9 shirts we got to make up because we didn't do
9
any last
shirts.
week.
You're killing me,
So,
Smalls.
are you aware Job was wearing a new shirt every day? He's doing a video every day this year, and he's wearing a different shirt every day.
I was not aware. I've been, with all this traveling, I've missed out on a lot of.
So I would think you'd be sitting at airports looking at shirts, but that's okay. Not everyone could be as cool as Alex and I.
Nah, you're right. You're right. I know. I'm an old fuddy duddy.
So, and it's funny because some of his shirts, a lot of them have themes. Like, there's one we see all the time. But there's a few we see.
Giants.
They might be Giants we
Yep.
see all the time. We see Vsauce a lot.
Yep. The
Bragg.
Bragg.
We see a lot. But occasionally we run into gems like this. We have guest services. This is a softball jersey from 1984.
Yes.
And he said last time he did this and he wore this shirt, it about killed him. Because I guess he's lost some weight since. But I don't know that I would say that it necessarily fits him well now.
Yeah, it looks pretty snug.
But yeah.
And it looks very 80s too.
Yes. Next we have Mom Likes Me Best.
I never got that.
I was going to
shirt.
say, I could see Alex wearing a shirt like that, actually.
I was never.
I can wear a shirt like
I
that.
was never like the most on myself. There's no way.
And he is a big SpongeBob fan.
Hey.
So there we go.
nice.
All right, now we have, oh, this one's funny to me. So this is celebrating 150th anniversary of the, I don't know, do you want to read what that says?
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Tangipahoa Parish. Tangipahoa. I don't know. What
It's a bike ride from the Hammond Kiwanis Club.
I was going to say,
Kiwanis.
I spent a lot of time in Louisiana. I know all about the parishes, and I'm pretty
Well,
sure
there
I
you
was in
go.
that.
I'm guessing this came from our good buddy Earl. He's down in Hammond.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
yes.
Mardi Gras man.
Yes.
Next, we have, and I thought this was funny because
Blue
you
shirt
see,
with
it's a blue shirt with a pocket. He had a thing at the beginning.
Blue
That's all
shirt
it said.
with a pocket.
Plain
Okay.
blue shirt with pocket.
Blue shirt with pocket. Very nice.
You gotta
okay.
have pockets. All my tank tops have pockets.
Oh my gosh, he looks
And
like
then,
my dad.
okay, so do you know what he's
That's
doing?
right.
Because this is kind of the time I think he's started in. I think it's like the entire month of August has been covering every Fabuland set.
Mhm.
He has all of them, and he's doing a review
nice.
on all of them.
Fabulous.
So, like here, this is when he was in New Jersey. I can't remember
Is he in a
exactly.
hotel?
Yeah, he was in a hotel because his son was moving up there and he's helping him. And so these are 3 sets. They're like 3 pieces each because the figure is 1 piece.
Oh my gosh.
It's like the figure, the rake, and the water can. 3 pieces. You know, like that's the whole build. And then it's I don't know, the raccoon on the bike and I don't know, the dog on the bike or something. I don't know.
Do we need to rate the T-shirts?
No,
No,
that's
please
okay. We don't. Alex just wants to get through it. I'll just be
I
honest.
mean, I enjoy these. It's
Do
fine.
you? I still wonder.
Me too.
Okay. So yes, and so there's that one. Then we've got another one. He was still in the hotel.
Oh.
I think it was this one actually. This first one where he's in the hotel. His son was laying on the couch next to him, kind of giving commentary on the side. It was kind of funny. And I think it was on this trip when he got COVID.
Yeah.
He
the
was
COVID
really
trip.
sick. Yeah.
That's rough stuff, man.
So then he has another blue collared shirt. And I don't know. I mean, does that really count? I guess he does a new shirt, not new
He's a
T-shirt.
blue-collared
But
worker.
there you go. Although not right now. He's
Not
on
right now.
strike.
He's
a full-time YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? That's what I would do if something happened to my work, like oh I'm laid off or whatever, and I got to find another job. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a full-time YouTuber now, and just go crazy.
Yeah. How long would that last?
Not very long.
No. Okay.
I've been trying
Not
that for
very
a
long.
long time. It's not working out too well for me.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? No way.
All right. So then we have some more small Fabuland sets, mostly just a figure and a piece.
There's a fly
There it
flying around
is.
here, and I'm ready to whack it.
Don't.
There it is. Bam!
Do it.
But we have a gray shirt with a pocket. And then, this one does have something good. So this is, the shirt is not exciting, but this was when he worked at Six Flags.
Oh, there you
And
go.
he wore his name tag.
What's a
So, and
dream
it says
job
Joseph
right there,
Olson
Jalo.
on there. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Working at Six Flags, baby.
yeah. And you can tell, he didn't look like he'd shaved really the last couple. I think
He
that
looked pretty
I think
rough.
that was when he was
Yeah,
sick.
it was a rough go. Man.
Yeah. So, anyways, there you go. That is your edition of Old Guy.
New shirts.
All right. Now,
I love it. That's awesome.
we have another segment. This is the most divisive segment
Uh-oh.
on the show. There's people who love it.
And there's people.
There's people who hate it but love
hate
it,
it.
like him.
It's a love-hate relationship. It really is. It's
So,
one of these. It's
And
like-
and I don't even know how it kind of started. It was a weird
No,
thing.
it was the original pitch you had before we even started.
Well,
the
but
podcast.
we didn't do that. Like
Bricks and what? What did you call it?
Bricks and Bites was
Bricks
the
and
original
Bites.
podcast. We would
Yeah.
eat stuff
There's-
and
you
do.
can't eat and talk at the same time.
And then he proceeded, like people picked up. He would eat gummy bears like
Oh, yeah.
every episode,
So
like
many
bags of
gummy
them, like.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's
then
what I did. You. Oh.
pretty much.
Did you talk in that little
And so
kid
then,
voice?
Hey, how are you? I love these little squishy things. And I would play with them.
Oh, open your mouth.
and then Jabo did a parody video of us. And in the parody video, I don't even know why this came up. Like he had Alex eating like chicken dinners
Dude.
and like just massive amounts of food.
And the fan mail would come in with the little submissions.
Yes.
And then have you like having this, I don't know, this ferocious appetite, these massive chicken legs, and pies.
Yep.
I'm like, where's this coming from?
So
There's just a few gummy
I said,
bears,
let's lean
man.
into this.
Yeah.
So here we are. We
Here
are doing this. So we have a food item today. People have requested, at least overseas for a while, they wanted us to do.
Yeah.
So we've mentioned ding dongs in the past.
You know,
Do you
we
remember
are-
ding dongs when they came in the foil?
The tinfoil.
The tin foil.
Yeah.
The silver
That
hockey
was
puck.
like, when I was a kid, all the other kids like
Those
that
were the
off at
cool kids at
school,
lunch, not
They
me.
had the ding dongs in those. I'm like,
My mom would never buy that for
I
me.
didn't have any sweets.
So
I was looking at fruit snacks. It was Crappy brand, man.
Yeah.
Crap brand. I think it actually said crap on it.
You probably got the white bag that had the black lettering, fruit snacks on it.
Yes. Fruit snacks. FROOT. Yeah. Oh, really quick. This is
Oh, are
for-
we actually going to get a snack?
This is for Mardi
I'm
Gras,
hungry.
man. 2, 3.
that's actually for
These are-
Tanya.
I know this is Tanya's, but they're over here, and I'm tempted. But these are the zingers that I was talking about because he was.
But he doesn't like the
he doesn't like
coconut.
that, but I like the coconut ones. These are really good.
Yes.
Yeah. Just-
So, anyways, if you'd like to participate in the food
I would.
segment,
I'm gonna
hungry.
eat 2 of these.
you don't have to eat 2, but they come in 2-packs. I couldn't buy
2-pack.
a 2-pack for 3 of us.
Okay, well
Oh.
here's the thing. Usually our shtick is, do we like it? Do we hate it? You know, kind of a thing.
We've already
But
eaten
the-
these, and
the
we know.
dogs,
So there you go. You can see it's got the
chocolate.
cream in it.
It's a host. We're your hostesses.
With the mostesses.
We're a bunch of ding dongs here.
I was going to say that was the one. You
Hey,
ding dong.
You said something earlier that was nostalgic. What did he say? Like he said you were an old
Fuddy-duddy?
Fuddy-duddy. I haven't heard that in years. A fuddy-duddy.
Oh, you just hang with me long enough. You'll hear
Yeah.
things you haven't heard.
He's
Long
got
time.
to come back. We got to get him again.
There you go.
Oh, I love hanging
Alright.
with you guys. This has been fun.
This has been great. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right.
Ding dong.
So tasty.
So we all
Tasty.
like them. I'm gonna assume.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume we don't have issues with the ding dongs.
Oh my gosh, I'm snacking so much. I'm gonna walk away.
Well, it's time for comments, and unfortunately, I'm not connected to the internet, so I can't get them. I thought I was connected too, but it disconnected. Let's see if it'll connect to me now.
We broke your camera.
It waited too long. The internet timed out. We outlasted the internet.
Serious? We outlasted the internet.
It might have. Let's see. Let's refresh.
Wow. All right.
All right, we'll try to. We probably won't go through all of them, Alex, but we'll do a few
What
here.
are your thoughts on these Tesla trucks?
The Cybertruck?
That's right out.
I think
It's awful.
I think we'll have too much money.
They look terrible.
They look like they were designed for Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Exactly.
Jimmy, look. Oh yeah, Jimmy loves them. Josh
Does he?
hates them. But
Oh,
Jimmy-
there's no
Jimmy thinks they're cool.
style to them,
Uh-uh.
or
No,
they
I
look
don't
like
think they're
they
cool
came
at
out
all.
of Buck Rogers or something. You know, it's like
I would agree. Let's see. It's on the wrong channel, Alex.
did
It
I
won't
break? Did I
switch.
break your punch?
There we go. No, you did not.
It's finally happened.
I out talked.
Look at all this stuff. Ding dongs. We got fingers. I got a monster drink.
He's gonna eat your food, Tanya.
You know, I'm kind of, I don't know if this is weird or not, but any kind of snack food, whether it's chocolate or this, I put them in the fridge. And I think chilling, like goodies, is just the best thing. I love it. Chilling. You do that too, Tanya?
The chocolate. I really like chocolate when it's cold because it's got kind of a little
Yeah.
that little texture
That was
difference.
still good. Are you going to want the other one, Tim? You want to take it with you?
I
There you
will.
go. Please
don't,
do.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Okay. Oh, man.
I may have to move up here.
You're always welcome.
Yep.
No, you gotta be after a while. Tim, you need to go back, dude.
We were wrong.
Go away, man. Just please go away.
So
I was sitting next to Mel a little bit ago, and I was talking, and all of a sudden he put his headphones on. Oh, okay.
I see how it is.
he was
Now,
he was done with you.
Tim, I can't do anymore, Tim. I love you, Mel. I really do.
I'm sure
He
he's
is
watching.
awesome. He is.
No, he is
awesome.
cool. I like him too.
He-
I met
I-
him last year finally, officially.
He comes to Brick Fair all the time, and so I got to meet him there.
Cool.
And then after being on the show and stuff, why he's been very, very, offer good tips and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Because he kind of was my gauge point.
Oh, yeah?
They did the him and a bunch of them did that Food Network show, Buddy versus Christmas or something.
Oh.
Now, I cannot find how to watch that. I think you got to pay for a subscription or something.
Most likely.
Because I really wanted to watch it. And I love to cook, and I did a video for my deviled eggs. I would love to do something on Food Network. So I would always, and where I'm at now, Ree Drummond, the Prairie Woman, the Pioneer Woman, on there. She lives 20 minutes away from us. And so I'm going to figure out a way to go talk to her, see if I can't get on Food Network a little bit somehow.
Wow, interesting.
Dang, man. On a Lego reality show and a food reality show?
Exactly.
That would be...
And our podcast.
In our
And I-
podcast.
We know that's the highlight right
This
there.
is the pinnacle of my celebrity right here.
You heard it.
This
Heard it
is
right
the
here,
best
guys.
thing that's happened to him in the last hour and a half.
Reaching for the stars.
That's right. Okay, we forgot to talk about the poll.
Oh, the
we have a poll.
What the heck is a... Oh, what did we do for the poll this time?
Well, let's see. We have...
We like the...
All right, we have this one. So the poll was, is the Lego modular line getting stale? You remember we had that question.
We talked about this already.
Well, you and I talked about it, but then we did the
Oh,
poll.
we did the poll. Okay, what did the poll say?
So we had 228 votes.
Yeah, that's pretty good for us.
Because someone had commented and said something about that.
That's all 228 people who watch.
Pretty much. I think it's just multiple votes.
Oh, okay. So 10 people.
33% said yes.
Oh, okay.
1/3 of the people think that the modular line is stale.
I thought it would be the other way around. I would think that most people would say it's getting stale.
Yeah, some of the
Not so
comments,
much. Okay.
let's see. Ty Novell, I'm still waiting for a phone shop, a hardware shop, a fix-it shop, a supercar dealer, etc.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are more they can come up with. Or there'll be an apartment up above a restaurant.
That brought up because it was kind of like there were some redundancies.
That's what someone had said in their comment, and that's what started that, yeah. Brick Artisan, although there are some decisions that may be questionable, for example, the color chosen for the Jazz Club and the museum, overall, there are interesting styles and techniques.
Yeah.
If you compare versus new modulars versus old ones, the new sets still have more details.
Oh yeah, by far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, considering Cafe Corner had no details inside,
Yeah.
it was empty.
Yeah.
Well, and Green Grocer was like that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we only had the bottom store. Yeah.
Syngenator, it's been stale for years already, all in caps.
Oh, man.
Wow, there you
Wow.
go.
Tell us how you really feel.
Miss Brick on Brick, they only release one a year and now have put so many restrictions on the Bricklink program, they'll never get another one from them. How can it get stale?
There you go.
Ron Valance, yes, they're getting stale. I'd like to see a school or a hospital instead of the same old 2 to 3 story modular.
I'd like to see a hospital. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think those would be good. Tim Hanna, I believe there are so many types of buildings and businesses that have not been touched yet in the modular theme, but the one release a year makes them seem as though they're a little stale. Maybe put out 2 a year, maybe could help feel more
can't
diversity in
afford
design.
I gotta say, I'm doing good to get the one a
Just
year.
the
I know.
now.
one. Yeah.
And where they keep going up in
Mhm.
price is like,
Yeah.
Chef Eddie, very stale. The limits they put on themselves with the scale, the price points really stops them from doing anything really cool. The museum was really small compared to what it should be. And I think that's somewhat of a valid point. I mean, I thought it was kind of daring to try to put a museum in a base plate and a half, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
They
So,
could have gone another floor. I mean,
Yeah.
I get the price, sure, but it's a short modular.
well, I mean, but I think it would need a wide, honestly, I think it probably could be twice as wide and still
yeah.
be tough, you know, because, I mean, museum, it's like my house. This, you know, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's got to be a big building. Let's see, me, myself, the one. I don't think it's getting stale, but one set per year is a bit too low for my taste. It'd be nice if they would release 2 half-size modulars each year besides the big one. That would be interesting.
Half-size modular.
Yeah, so a 16 by
would be kinda
32.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've tried a few things. Like there was that thing where they were doing like an add-on where you could get the pick-a-brick
Yeah,
pieces
yeah.
for I don't know, a little park or the front thing. I don't know that that really did well, but
You know, are we due for a corner modular? Has it hit that 3-year rotation?
I think
now?
next year
somebody
would
was saying,
be
yeah,
Yeah.
they expect one this year.
because it was the Jazz Club and the museum,
Mhm.
and the year before that was I don't know, was the
Oh,
hotel
yeah, it was-
corner
I
or
don't know,
not?
was that
I think
really a
it
corner
technically
building?
was
Technically was.
When was the
sure.
garage?
That was
That-
that was 20.
because before that would have been. So let's see.
The diner
So
was a corner one, wasn't it?
diner's not.
No, the diner's
You can
not.
make it-
It
you
can
use it
be
as
on the
one.
end
It
better
looks
than a
okay
lot
as
of
a corner.
others.
Right. It's
On,
one of the
well,
better
one
looking
side,
corner buildings.
the staircase on the one side looks
Yeah.
okay. The other,
The
I
other
think,
side
wouldn't be as
doesn't-
good.
no. Yeah, you had Brick Bank before that. Yeah, and then
No.
the corner
Anyway, I don't know. Okay.
in the boutique hotel.
All right. Well, have we gone long enough, Alex? We probably have.
What, how long were we at, Tanya?
1
No
hour
way.
20.
Let's go.
Do you want to
man.
do some comments or not?
You can do some comments.
All right. The
What?
show's getting ready to close, Alex.
In 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to get back in there then. So
Okay.
we should wrap it up.
All right. Then we will
Yeah,
wrap
3
up this
o'clock.
episode.
Is it that
This
late?
has
Yep.
been fantastic, Tim.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, man.
Oh, thank you
Absolute
guys.
pleasure to have you here.
Yeah. What did you said? You had something you wanted to plug. What do you
Yeah,
want?
what's your plug with the
Oh.
Christmas or whatever?
We have 8 people that need to know about
Yes,
it.
That's
you
right.
do.
Well, that's
They've
good.
waited here.
So I do a thing called Elves Gone Bad, and I'm talking about the Winter Village.
Wait a minute here. Whoa, hold on. Is this an H rating thing we need to
No,
announce?
no.
This is a family-friendly
It is
podcast,
very
just to be
family.
sure.
I
Okay.
keep it
Wild.
totally PG. I keep it totally PG. So my sister, about 3 years ago, I was watching her every day do that Elf on a Shelf, just cracking me up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know what? I got all the Winter Village sets. I got all these elves, all this crazy stuff. I should do something like that with Lego.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's where it started. But then I ended up doing all these little. Built the whole Winter Village, and I started, and a whole story kind of developed where you had the villains, and then you had this elf, and I was watching all these Christmas specials and all that. So I had and the Marvel multiverse and all that kind of
okay.
stuff. And so I just it all just kind of flowed. I mean, I started doing this story, and you end up with Fred Flintstone in there on Bobo the Christmas dinosaur.
Okay, I see.
You had the bad little elves that were trying to destroy Christmas and all this, and so I ended up having season 1 and season 2. I had the Council of Claws that came out in 2, and that was the international or the interdimensional dimension and all that. And I've just had a lot of fun with it. And growing up, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. It's been around forever as a story, and then they did a little cartoon thing. And I don't know why, I just loved it. Every Christmas I had to watch that.
Okay.
So I want my little Elves Gone Bad stories to be something like that for everybody. Oh, I got to see Elves Gone Bad this Christmas, or I got to read it. So I took it and I turned it into a PowerPoint book. So it's literally me narrating it, and you see the pages flip and all that. Or you can read it too. And I put it on my YouTube channel. I got both videos on there, and I've been talking about doing season 3 for 2 years now.
Okay.
I've got this Jack Frost headquarters modular thing that I did for a collab that we did for Brick Rodeo, and it just worked out. So I did that, and that was supposed to be the promo piece, but
Okay.
that was 2 years ago. And I just haven't had the inspiration of where to go with the whole storyline yet, but it is coming. But
Forward to that.
the point
Okay.
is, I would love for people to go on there and check it out, and hopefully, I can never do anything with it as far as making something I can sell or anything, because
Yeah.
I would be sued by everybody on the planet.
Yeah.
I got Star Wars in there. I've got every
Yeah.
Marvel
A lot of
character.
IPs in there.
Whatever's handy gets brought into the story. So
Okay.
there's the ninja from the samurai. There was that ice ninja guys,
Okay.
and,
Yeah.
and a bunch of them, and I got ninja, and all kinds of stuff. So
Well, we look
All
forward
right.
to that.
Well, yeah,
Rooting
we'll
for
put
you to
the
get
links
done.
below
Yes.
so
Check the
people can check
description
that
below.
out.
Yes.
And let us know if you get season 3. And
I got
do
to
that too.
now. I put it
You
out there.
put it out
There
there.
you go.
I put it out there
He's
for
in
your viewers now, so I got
There
to
you
really
go.
do
Yeah.
something.
Well, you're under pressure.
It's the best way to force yourself to do stuff.
Yeah.
Tell people you're going to do it.
You have
Proper
a-
motivation.
You have a
did it
much
yourself.
wider audience than I do. So
We'll take it. We'll take it.
It's on my channel. I don't know.
Oh,
Anyways. All right. Well,
Well,
this
yeah.
has been great. We'll put that in there, and
Yes.
make sure you check that out. And again, thank you, Tim, for being here. Thanks
Oh,
for,
yes,
thank
you know, we
guys.
saw you with all the kids and,
Yeah.
signing autographs. So it's been great having you. Hopefully
It's been
one day you can come back and
It'd be great to have you,
you
back.
can,
I'm really, like I said, top of my list next year.
That's awesome.
okay, sounds good. So
Love it.
as always, you want to take us out there, Alex?
Yes, guys, thanks so much for watching. Give this thing a thumbs up if you loved it. I'm sure you did, especially if you're still watching at this point. That's fantastic.
Make some
We
fun.
appreciate- Woo! Yeah, that guy, the other guy. Uh-huh. And as always, we would like to thank
Today's sponsor.
The real star is here.
I'm Alex, and this is BNN.
Hey, Hooray for Alex! Welcome back to another serious episode of Bricking News, where we share news about space. Space balls.
I do the same thing. Like I listen.
Sorry. Okay. There you go. There was nothing. Work it. Work it. Put your thing down. Flip it down reverse. Never mind. Let's move on.
Okay. Well, so I will tell you this. We had a little discussion before. You know, last time, if you watched, you saw that we recorded. Only we didn't record. We did a walkthrough. Then we.
Well, you'll just have to come back and see part 2.